Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another foundation Friday. Hey. So today's Foundation Friday is going to be on the brand new Avon Magix Tinted Moisturizer. It is brightening, illumination. I just read what's on the box. So I have a bunch of the brand new tinted moisturizers in a little bag here. I thought this was cute. There are 6 shades here. I'm gonna test all of these shades for you and then obviously do the classic wear test on myself with a full look and wear it for a couple of hours. But let me tell you a little bit of information on them first. So if you want to hear all that fun stuff, just keep on watching. And if you just want to see the foundation review, then skip ahead a little bit. Let's do it.
Keep on searching for the heart I cannot find.
Okay, so this is the Magix Tint. It is in 6 shades. So all the shades here are all the shades that are in the entire line. Concerning. There's instant moisturization, softens the look of fine lines and wrinkles, radiant sheer coverage, won't settle into lines and pores. Infused with passion fruit, chia and sunflower seed, vitamins E and B5, keeps skin hydrated, it's lightweight, it feels breathable, it's paraben free, hypoallergenic, dermatologist and allergy tested, and it is vegan. These retail for $14. We're gonna put all that to the test right now. So here are all the shades. Honestly, although there are 6 shades, the range I think is okay. Lightest and darkest shade, the next 2 darker shades, and the lightest shades. So I have light medium. I'm going to try light medium as my shade. Here are some swatches of all of the shades just so you guys can get an idea and see what they look like. This first shade is Fair. Then we have Light. Then we have Light Medium, which is the shade that I used. Then we have Medium. Medium Deep. And the last shade is Deep. So this is a tinted moisturizer. I'm expecting this to not be heavy at all. I am expecting it to be breathable, but I am also expecting it to kind of just even out my skin tone and look like a fresh, dewy finish of a makeup. So I'm using a sponge because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this is what I would go for. I'm wondering if this smell is coming from my sponge or the product. It kind of smells like dish soap, but I think it's my sponge. So okay, so this shade, I am not at my tannest, you guys, but I'm also not at my palest, and I would like to match my arm here, and I think we're matching my arm pretty well, so don't mind my face and neck being a little paler. We're just matching it up. So it looks like the sponge actually soaked up a lot of that product, which I'm not like surprised by that at all, but it's looking good so far. This shade is turning a bit red on me, and I don't know if that's because I just didn't expect it to be red like this. Huh. It feels good. It feels definitely breathable. It doesn't really feel like I have anything on my face. It does feel like I have a moisturizer on. It did even out my skin tone. It actually gives pretty good coverage for a tinted moisturizer, at least comparing with the tinted moisturizers that I've tried in. There is a little fly in here and he needs to go. Zoom you guys in. So yeah, I feel like it did pull a little redder than I don't know, like coming out of the container, it didn't look like, it doesn't look like the color that's on my skin, so maybe they oxidized just a bit, but it isn't, it's doing everything it says that it does or doesn't do. It's not settling into lines or pores. It does feel like breathable. I think my only concern right this second is just the shade range. I mean, how many people can you really cover with only a six pieces of a shade range? So is that even considered a shade range? So I like it so far for what it is. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna show you my finished makeup, and then I'm gonna wear test it for a couple of hours. Hey guys, I'm back. I love this look that I did, by the way. Here is the foundation overall, and I actually really do like it. It is doing exactly what it said it wouldn't do, which is, you know, settle into lines and pores, and it's actually really not at all. It's looking pretty flawless and really nice. It does feel like, I don't feel like I have a ton of makeup on my face besides my eyeballs and my lips, obviously, but I'm just really enjoying the way that it looks. Like, it looks super flawless. I'm looking at myself in the mirror and it just genuinely looks good. So I'm excited to see how this wear tests throughout the day, and I got my fingers crossed for this because this is only 14 bucks and that's awesome. I'm sad that the shade range, and I will say it again and again, I'm really sad the shade range is so small, but I'm sure that if it is very successful as a tinted moisturizer or foundation in the Avon line, they will probably expand it. But this is what it looks like. I'm happy with it. Let's test it out for a couple hours. Okay, you guys, so here's the thing. Clearly I'm not in the same makeup. I completely, utterly, totally forgot to film the after for you and my thoughts on the Avon Magix Tint Foundation. I genuinely really did like it, but I want to wear test it again so I can really show you guys on camera. So I have it on my face right now. I just applied it and did a really just bronzy, simple makeup using the BoxyCharm for August. But here it is. Let me zoom you in so you can kind of see how it compares to the other makeup. The other makeup was just a little bit heavier. This one's just about the same. But I'm gonna wear test this for a couple of hours, and then I'm gonna come back and share my thoughts with you guys. Just didn't want to leave you hanging, so that's why we have a different makeup look on. But I'll be back in a couple hours to give you my final thoughts on this guy. Hello, what's up? What's going on? I am back. It is like 4 o'clock in the morning. I've had this foundation on for at least a solid 6 to like 7 hours. Athena is just walking back and forth, grabbing a toy, and then going into my room. So don't mind her. So zooming you guys in, here is the foundation. So it did start to get a little bit blotchy in a couple of areas and not really sit very well. I think overall, I would probably wear this foundation with like no powder and try to kind of wear it on its own, because it wore a lot different when I did my other makeup look, and I used just a different powder for that one. I used a MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, which I love to use that type of powder when I'm going for more of a dewy kind of a makeup look. So I definitely don't love the way that it sat on my face now. I think that it definitely sat better the last time, and yeah, really interesting. I'm so sorry, you guys, that I didn't get to really show you the last look and how it wore. She's still walking back and forth. Yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't get to show you guys the last look and how that wore on my face, because it wore so much better than it is right now. But overall, like, it's a good like CC BB cream or tinted moisturizer, I would say, for the cost especially. I am really upset that there aren't that many shades. I think I've mentioned that throughout the entire video. That's kind of like an obvious thing, but I'm not loving the way that it sat on me for this one, but I am letting you guys know that I loved it for the last makeup look. So I think it's definitely a matter of like what you're applying underneath and what you're applying on top. And I think for this one, especially if you have combination skin like me, definitely just a powder that's gonna complement it. So it's it's a tinted moisturizer, so I would definitely apply a powder that's kind of in the same realm, maybe not a baking powder. I think it would just work better with a lighter powder. Alright guys, that is it for my foundation review on the Avon Magix Tinted Moisturizer. Let me know in the comments below if you get a chance to try this out. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear kind of like your combination of how you apply this. What primer did you use? What powder did you use on top? What kind of skin do you have? Comment all of that down below. Let's chat. As always, make sure to subscribe to me right here in the center of the screen and check out all my other Foundation Fridays and other videos on the side. Love you guys so much, and I will see you in next week's Foundation Friday.